Yo, what's up, producers? Joshua Casper here with Plugin Boutique, and the holidays are truly upon us because Arturia have just dropped Pigments 4. This is a huge update for what was already an incredible synth, and I'm really excited to jump in and show you everything that's new and improved. Oh, and the best part, this is a free update if you already own Pigments 3. It's all coming up, so let's get into it. All right, so before we jump in, this is a massive update, so the video is going to be pretty long. As I said, I'm going to try to cover everything that you need to know about what's new and updated and fixed and improved. So I'm going to leave video chapters or time code links, whatever they're called, in the video description so you can skip to the part that interests you most, though I highly suggest watching the whole thing because all of this stuff is super exciting. So let's go ahead and check out the categories we're going to be covering in this video. We're going to be talking about improved sound design workflows, enhanced audio engines, new effects, new filters, and of course, the massive amount of new factory content that ships with Pigments 4 now. We're talking about a preset library that is an actual library. There are so many presets now. Over 63 new wavetables, 67 new samples to use, and 36 new noise types. Jumping right in, there's also the new play mode. This gives you a simplified overview of your entire sound or your entire patch with stripped-back modules and hands-on macros, which means you can find patches and sounds for your projects without having to go into full-on sound design mode. It's really great and really speeds up workflow. There's also a new light theme in the synth, which was a heavily requested feature, and I'm glad to say it's here in Pigments 4. So now let's talk about the complete sound design workflow overhaul in Pigments. Modulation routing is a breeze now with simple drag and drop functionality. And also, watch this. I've never seen this before in a synth. If I drag this LFO over a parameter, it will actually give me a preview of the effect it will have before I need to drop it down and apply it on that parameter. It's super cool, right? You can also adjust the send amounts right next to any one of the parameters that has routing applied. You've also now got straight, triplet, and dotted sync options within the modulators. So I think all of these workflow improvements for sound design really opens it up for beginners, but saves a ton of time for the pros who already know what they're doing. Shout out to Arturia for that. Switching between options in any of the multi-mode modules is a breeze with left-right arrows. The LFOs now have 6 familiar waveform presets, and you can quickly bypass both the effects and the sequencer sections from both the synth and play mode views. Next up, enhanced audio engines. In the wavetable engine, you can now add movement and character by swapping frequency modulations for the new ring modulation. And harness a new pulse width mode in the phase transformation section. The harmonic engine also got a makeover and some additional features. Up here at the top of the display grid next to the smooth option, there is now a phase randomization option, which scrambles the partials phase and actually makes it sound more analog and natural. Phase modulation is also newly added in the modulation settings. So phase modulation sounds more in tune than frequency modulation. It adds more harmonics and tones while respecting the original pitch, which is very useful if you're trying to keep things tight. The unison control is now uniform across all the engines, making things a lot easier to navigate, understand, and tweak. And there's now a unison phase control for wavetable, sample, and harmonic voices. There are also now more options in the dedicated modulator oscillator with ratio options in an extended hertz range from 0.1 to 20,000. Next up, new effects and filters. If you like bass, you now have the notorious response of the classic MS-20 filter with HP6 and LP12 modes. You can inject insanely lush ambience and cinematic detail into any one of your sounds or patches with the shimmer reverb effect. Complete with 2 octaves of pitch shift and built-in modulation controls. This shimmer effect, no joke, is one of my favorite new features of the synth. It's really, really cool. You can also mimic ultra-wide ensemble timbres with a single voice using super unison. It's a swaying chorus-like effect that detunes and opens things up, just making them sound massive, wide, and big. Check it out. And some additional effects and filter improvements include the Pigments bit crusher has been totally reworked. The Jupiter 8 V filter now has FM control, and both the multi-filter and distortion algorithms feature a notch filter mode. And there we go. That is all of the new features and new improvements to Pigments 4 from Arturia. Like I said, just came out, available now on Plugin Boutique. Definitely check it out. One of my top 3 synths, hands down. Absolutely incredible sounds coming out of this machine. With that, I'm Joshua Casper. As usual, I hope you learned something, and I'll see you in the next video.